So today our topic is 10 photos you should only take once. In other words, it's okay to try these.
Yeah, once you do it, and it's kind of like, okay.
They become incredibly cliche and all. Here's one they should do once just to say you did it. It's the steel wool long exposure shot. That's where you buy some steel wool and you attach it to the end of a string or whatever, and you spin it or you dance around with it. You're doing crazy stuff. You set a long exposure. It takes virtually no photographic skill whatsoever. Now, I will say this. Look at the one in the top right from 500px. You always guys hear me talking about 500px. Look at the one where the rain is pouring in and it sparks as rain.
Yes.
I'm not even sure.
Interesting.
I'm not even sure how they did that.
Well, they were spinning it around and it's like falling.
Right. So someone is spinning someplace else.
Yeah.
Like they're off screen spinning and you're just seeing the little sparky things or whatever.
Yep, I've done this before. We've all done this before.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage.
Yes.
You got to do it to say you've done it, and then you never ever do it or speak of it again. Just once.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you have to do something miraculous. Yeah, I mean,
look at that. They actually have a category called the best steel wool photography.
And that's what we're not saying here. Don't do this.
We're saying
do it, but try it once, and then you can kind of move on.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to become the master of steel wool. All right. Railroad tracks.
Oh,
railroad tracks. Everybody's got to do it. They got to use the leading line of the railroad track. They got to position somebody in the railroad track. It's just a rite of passage. You have to do it.
But wait a minute. Take it up a notch, Mr. Kuna.
Take it up a notch. What are we taking it up a notch?
You sling an acoustic guitar.
Oh, yeah, and have them
over
look
their
back.
Yeah.
Like total like music shoot or something. It's always
an album cover. There's actually album covers like that.
It is, and it's just one of those that like it's the obligatory. We've got to do it. And really the reason railroad tracks are automatic leading line. It just leads you into the photo. I get it, but it's been played out. It's definitely been played out. So what's the next thing on your list, Scott?
I'm looking for the best example here because there's a million of them, but I see them all the time, and we see them on the grid and we see them different places. I would call it the bored-looking person in a bus. Now, usually, yeah, there it is. This is it. This is it.
Yes.
This is it.
Yes.
We see this all the time. I don't see the attraction to this shot. It's like, yep, that's a person and that's a bus.
And they're not
they look bored. They're not doing anything. Now, it'd be one thing if the person was, but they're almost always either on their phone or looking bored. Like, I just don't get it.
Top middle there.
Yeah,
that's classic.
And guys, we see this all the time. Why? You know what bored people look like? Bored people make boring photos.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely see a photo of someone looking bored and go, man, that's awesome. People looking out windows, not on the interior windows, on the outside window, like this. I see this shot when people go to Europe. They come back with this shot over and over and over. I've done it. I've taken the picture of the man looking out the window. This is typical of what I see right here. That's exactly it.
Yeah, definitely for travel.
For travel.
It's like people are scanning the window saying, where's a bored person up in the window?
And they always, and look at that. I mean, that's actually a stock photo. But they look bored. They are bored, and so is the picture. The picture is boring. Now, it would be one thing if the person in the window was doing something interesting, right? Picture, Eric, you look in the window, and there's someone dressed in a tux, and they're holding a baton, and they're like, it's like they're orchestrating what happens below them. That would make kind of an interesting picture. But what about this?
Nope.
I've done them. I've shot them. But
we've all done it.
We don't need to do it again.
Yeah, it's like you've done it. Move on.
I know. I see what's on your screen over there.
This is one,
and I'm 100% with you.
We've done it. We can move on. This is also one that I'll do a lot of, go around to a lot of camera clubs, and this is always in like the contest where people put in the contest images, and that is shooting water droplets through a window. It's just like we got to do it, where we put the droplets in focus, the thing's out of focus, and it's about the pattern. Or it's about that. But this is one of those where It's water droplets on a window. That's what it is. I mean, it is what it is. And it looks cool. It looks cool sometimes.
It's good.
Sometimes.
It's good to do that one time.
And it's good for like a background of something. Yeah,
but what
great.
are you really going to do
But what are we
with
going to
it?
do with it? Yeah, exactly. It's like...
And if you
water
show it to
droplets.
like a friend or something, they're going to, oh, that's nice.
These photos invoke the, oh, that's nice. They never invoke the, whoa,
Yeah.
wow. It's like the photo contest thing we talk about. When we run photo contests, we'll judge photo contests. When there's images that come up, you know immediately they are the image because the whole panel will, in simultaneous, there'll be the ooh and the ah.
Ooh, like it comes up on screen and the whole room
like
goes,
the whole room does
ooh,
it.
and you're like, yeah, it's that.
And you'll have, with like this, you might have one person go, that's nice. Like you said, that's nice.
That's okay.
That's what they're going to say.
Yeah.
Most,
All right,
but
here
this
we
is-
go. Take a look on screen. It's the dead tree. Why we shoot the dead tree, I don't get it. Now, I will say, Eric and I have seen some dead
Yes.
tree shots that 1 out of 100 actually are nice and artistic. This one's kind of interesting, but still, it's kind of interesting, but that one's drawn over there.
I've seen some good ones in like Africa.
Yeah.
Where you've got
it's
the
just-
dunes behind them.
Oh
and
yeah,
all
that's
that.
the one in Namibia, the
that's
famous
awesome.
famous
Those are
tree
awesome.
in the.
But
that's,
I mean, if you're going to go to that lengths,
yeah,
shoot it. But
oh yeah, but the one in Namibia, I would go to Namibia just
yeah,
to
I
shoot
would
that. But these
most of the time, you're seeing what you're seeing on Google results there.
yeah, most of the time you're seeing this.
Like, oh, it's an isolated tree. It kind of keeps the thing simple, but it's still just a dead tree.
Now this one,
This one's cool.
I think you're going to get a little pushback on this.
This
one.
one's cool. But what I'm saying is, once you've done it, like doing it 100 times, like I've seen people go back to the same pier and do this over and over and over again. But it's like, once you get the shot of the pier with the pier in the middle, and it is what it is, like you can move on. You don't need to go back to that pier 7 times and shoot this shot.
All right, mine is actually a Photoshop effect. So you take the photo, and it's not a good photo, so you do selective color. You make the photo black and white, but then you say, no, I'm going to leave the bus still in color. I'm going to leave a flower still in color and all. This thing had its moment maybe 15 years ago, and it was for 15 minutes. And now it's just played. You got to do it once. And I've seen it done for wedding stuff where it's okay. And I guess what's interesting about this selective color is this. As photographers, we're like, oh God, not selective color. But if you give a bride a shot of her in black and white and you put the bouquet in color, they're like, oh my gosh, I love this. So it does not appeal to photographers. So if you're sharing with your group, your photography group, or your friends that are photographers, shoot this once and then never show it to anyone. Or share it on your public Facebook page and people will probably give it 1,000 likes.
It probably will. I get that why people like it.
Yeah, it's just
Yes.
cliche.
It is cliche. All right. I got one. And that is holding a lens in front of your camera. This is the same as I think I put in the lens ball.
Yep.
But holding
Lens
a
ball
lens
category.
in front of your camera like this and just shooting through your lens. It's like, okay, yeah, we get it. You're in a landscape. You're shooting the scene. You're shooting through it. Awesome. We shot it. We've done it. Let's move on.
All right.
Vignettes. I don't even understand why there is a positive feature on vignettes, but there is.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You should never, I mean, I could see positive vignette in that I need to correct the edge. I need to go to like +5 maybe to correct the edge. But I do not understand. We do not need to ever slide that slider
Oh, this is so
to the
bad.
positive. I think actually Lightroom and Photoshop just disable the feature. It should go up to like +10 and then stop. And like, then you should have to like override it by hitting like a command function in order to go past +10. I would lobby for that.
All right, you ready for mine? Here we go. Your cat. Oh, I can hear the control
All the
room
way from
all
there.
the way down the hall going, oh, look.
Well, I mean, cats are evil. We know that.
Cats are evil, number one. Number two, cats generally don't have a big expression. See this? Typical cat shot we see all day, every day.
Well, cats
it's meaningful to you.
Have a language, and that is...
Yeah, cats are fine. It's just photos of your cat just looking at the camera with a bored look, which is the average look of a cat is bored.
It looks at you like, what the heck are you doing?
Like, why are we doing this? Why am I doing this? Here, look, here's another one. You know what this is? It's just, yep, that's a cat looking to the left, right? There's just a lot of cats that are just kind of like, yep, this is a cat looking at me. Look, this is a cat making an actual expression. But then there's another back to bored cats. Okay, I've got one for you. It is an unnecessary black and white. Like, the photo wasn't very good, so I made it black and white, and now it's all of a sudden it's art. Like, and this isn't a terrible photo. This is not bad. It's not great. It's just okay. Anyway. But I'm not really here to critique the photo, but it really is about taking a photo that is just, this doesn't look good. Let's make it black and white. Now it doesn't look good in black and white. An unnecessary black and white conversion. Now, there are times where we're going out to shoot black and white, or you're out there shooting and you go, man, this would make a great black and white.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about you never thought that, and it's not that good, and you convert it. I call it the unnecessary black and white.
And it's usually because you had a color issue. And you're like, well, the only way to rescue this is turn it to black and white. And we can all tell that's what you did.